This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so we will continue the requirement which we have discussed about. Okay, so to develop a process, which process will take the input, some input, so that is year, and it has to tell whether it is a leap year or not. Okay, and the condition here is we have to enter the leap year. We have to enter an input called year until it returns a leap year. This is the condition. So this is what we have to take care in this use case. Okay, so as a first use case for this requirement, we are using while loop. Okay, so we'll discuss that. Okay, so first we'll create a process in Uipath. So one thing which we have to observe in this requirement is, okay, first thing is we can give how many times it has to take the input. Okay, let's say for example, if I have not given a proper year, which is a leap year, for 10 times, it will ask again for 11th time also. Okay, so in that case what we can do is we can maximize the number of inputs which we have to give. Let's say I want to give 4 years. Okay, 4 times. That is what will happen is while will iterate or loop for 4 times only 4 times. So we can limit the number of times which we can enter. Okay, so we'll see that also. So open our project. Open our project. I am creating a new sequence. Okay, so we have developed a part of the sequence with the while loop, right? So let's forget that and create a new sequence. Okay, so that it will be easy to understand. Okay, so new sequence, let's put it as while. Okay, while a sequence is created with the name while. Now take while loop, go to activities. So we are already in the activities panel. In the search box, search for while. Okay, so this take while loop, take this while loop, drag and drop in the sequence. Okay, so we got the while loop. So see here, while loop, first it has to take the condition. Okay, so it has to take the condition, and if the condition is true, it will execute this body. Okay, so this is how it will work. So while loop will work, so something like this. So it will take the condition first, check the condition, and if the condition turns out to be true, then it will execute body. Okay, now we have to create a variable now. Okay, we have to create a variable. So click on this variables, click on this create variable. I am creating a counter variable. I am creating a counter variable. So the name of the variable is counter, and variable type is, take it as int, and keep the scope of this variable throughout this sequence, that is while. Okay, so the scope is while. Okay, let it. Okay, I have created a variable called counter. So when we name a variable called as counter, okay, so counter is a variable name where whenever we want to increment the variable value, whenever we want to increment the variable value, that variable we generally take it as a counter. Okay, so I will show you why I have taken a counter variable and why I have to increment that value. So here in while condition, it is showing enter a VB expression. So here in condition, give the condition here. What is the condition? What is the condition here? Number of iterations a while loop has to do. Okay, I have told you, right? So I have told you, right, how many times it has to ask for the input. How many times it has to ask for the input. It should not be a unlimited loop. Okay, it should not be an unlimited loop. Okay, we will try to give some maximum number of inputs it has to ask. Okay, so we could give 4, 5, 10, whatever according to our requirement. Okay, so that is what the condition here is. That is what the condition here is. So I want this while loop to ask for input for, let's say, 4 times. Okay, so when you enter C, it will give the reference of the variable which we have created, counter. So select this one. So counter less than or equal to 4. I am giving the condition counter less than or equal to 4. That means this while loop has to loop maximum for 4 times. Maximum for 4 times. That is, it has to ask input for maximum 4 times. And if all the 4 times are not true according to the condition, that is, if all the 4 times are given non-leap years, then it will close. It will close the execution. Okay. Even if I have given a leap year in these 4 times, then also it will ask for 4 times. So that is how it will work. Okay, so even if I give leap year in the middle of 4 times, then also it will continue and ask for 4 times. Even if I don't give any leap year throughout these 4 times, it will stop execution. That is how it works. Now coming to, this is the condition, and if it is true, it has to execute the body. So what it is, take input dialog box, take input dialog box. So this is input dialog box. Keep it in the one, drag and drop in the one. So title with quotations, I'm entering RPA label. So here, this is where we enter the year. Enter year. Okay, enter year. Now, now we are going to see a new activity called assign. Assign. Okay, so it is under workflow, control, assign. So take this assign activity, drag and drop below this input dialog box. What is the purpose of assign is, see here what it will do. Sets workflow variable values. Sets workflow variable value. That means the value which I have entered in the enter year is what it will take. So it will assign. It will assign to the condition which we have given here. Okay, it will assign to the condition which we have given in the while condition. So here in the assign to, select counter variable and counter equal to plus 1. Plus 1. Why counter equal to counter plus 1? Because, for example, first I have entered 1995, year 1995. And now what is the condition? Counter less than or equal to 4, right? So now the counter number should increase to 2. That is second input. After giving second input, the counter value should increase to 3. And after that, the counter value should be increased to 4. Okay. After that, the counter number should not increase. Okay, this will remain same, counter plus 1, but here the condition is counter less than or equal to 4. Okay, so when the counter is less than or equal to 4, it will stop the incrementing. Okay, so that is what assign will do. Okay, I am assigning the value to the counter. Okay, I am assigning the value to the counter. In our case, the value of the counter is maximum up to 4. Okay, this is the reason I have taken assign, to assign the value of the counter variable. Now take if condition. Take if condition. Below this, below assign. Why I am taking this if condition is this is where we give the condition about our leap year according for our process development. Okay, so what is the condition? The condition which takes the input and tells me whether it is a leap or not. So that is the condition which I give through if condition. So how do, when I enter some year, here, how my process should analyze whether the entered year is a leap year or not? So give the formula here under if condition. That is, so here year equal to, we have to give year equal to year mod 4 equal to 0. Okay, so here we have to create one variable. Here we have to create one variable because here we are entering the year, right? So this year has to be saved in some variable. So create a year, create a variable. Sorry. So here we have to create a variable. Let's say year. Integer. Why it is showing while two times. Okay, I have created a variable called year. Now here in output, give the reference of the variable which we have created here. Okay. Now here give the condition year mod 4 equal to 0. Okay. So this is the formula which calculates whether the entered number is a leap year or not. Now here take two message boxes. Message box in this, then the same thing copy paste in the else option. So here write this is leap year, and here within quotations this is not a leap year. Okay, so I have taken two message boxes. One is for to give the message if the entered number is a leap year, and the other message box will give if the entered year is not a leap year. Okay, fine. So if the condition is true, this message box will execute. If the condition is false, this message box will appear. Okay, so if the condition is true, then executes and the message will be this is leap year. And if it is false, else will execute and the message will be this is not a leap year. Okay, so we'll see. So this is what this is done, guys. So use case is our requirements. The process is developed according to the requirement. Our process is done according to our requirement. Fine. So we'll just recap this one. Okay, so I have taken a new sequence. And I have taken a while condition. Okay, I'm sorry, while loop. I have taken a while loop, and here in while loop, because it checks the condition first and executes the body. Okay, so we have to give the condition. We have to give the condition for the while loop. How many times it has to loop? Okay, so this condition is how many times it has to loop for. Okay, now I have given the while loop to be executed for 4 times. Okay, so that is I can enter up to 4 years. I can enter up to 4 years, and it will tell whether it is leap year or not. Okay, so it will this while will loop for maximum 4 times. And coming to body of the loop. Okay, so see here, I have taken input dialog box. Okay, so this is the dialog box which will appear once we execute this process. Okay, so then it will ask enter here. Okay, so it will ask enter here in the user interface. Because I have taken two activities, I have taken more than one activity. Basically, because I have taken more than one activity, it created a new sequence. Here, if you observe. Okay, so I have entered the input dialog box with the title and label. Now here I have taken one new activity called assign. So the use of this assign is to increment the value, basically to give the value of the variable which I have created. So I have created a variable here called counter. So see here in variables I have created a variable called counter. Okay, so I have given a condition that it has to execute while loop has should execute maximum for 4 times. So how this while loop will know that 4 number of years have been entered? By this increment value. Okay, so here in assign I am giving counter variable, and I am assigning the value of this counter variable to be incremented by 1 every time until 4 times, max for maximum 4 times. Fine. And after that I have taken a if condition. And in if condition again, it will check the condition first. Okay, even if the if condition will also take the condition first. Okay, what is the condition? So here my requirement is I will enter an year and it has to check whether it is a leap or not. So for that, how to calculate whether a year is leap or not is here I have created a variable here again. Okay, here I have created one more variable called year, type integer, and scope is while, that is sequence. And how it has to calculate year? Mod 4. Okay, so if the year is divided by 4, it should result in the 0. Okay, so the result should be 0. Then it is called as a leap year. So if this condition is true, it will give the message as this is leap year. If the condition is false, that will give the message as this is not a leap year. Okay, so this is how the sequence is developed. Fine, so let's execute now. Save this. Okay, so the process has executed and it has given a message. So here the title is RPA and label is enter here. So and it has given a text box to enter the here. So let's say first I will enter 1995. Okay. Okay. So I have entered first year and it is giving this is not a leap year. Click OK. It will ask for the second time. 1996. Click OK. This is a leap year. 1996 is a leap year. Again click OK. So then also, even if I have entered okay leap year, it resulted in the leap year. But because maximum it has to ask for 4 times, right? So it will ask again. This is third time. 1997. Click OK. This is not a leap year. Okay. 1998. Okay. This is not a leap year. And if I click here OK now, it should not ask. Oh, okay. So 3 times I have entered it. 1999. Okay. This is not a leap year. Oh, that's it. Okay. So it has executed 4 times and it has executed looped for 4 times and stopped the execution. Fine. So this is how we can develop a sequence to give the input and check whether it is a leap year or not. And we can also give the condition for maximum number of iterations. Okay. So this is about while loop. Now we will see another use case using do while. Okay, using do while, or we can check the same thing. We can check the same use case. Okay, so here we'll just remove this one. We'll remove this one also. Same use case. Okay, using we have done with while. Now we will do the same use case with do while. So observe why I am taking the same use cases so that you can observe the difference. Why, how while will execute and how do while will execute and how to develop. What is the basically difference between developing a process, same use case, and we are using while and do while. Okay, what is the difference between both of them? Okay, so take new sequence, take a new sequence, do while. Okay, I have taken a sequence. Now, obviously, I have to go to activities, take, do, do while activity. Okay, so this is under workflow control do while. So see here, what is it saying? Executes contained activities first and loops if a certain condition is true. Okay, so here how we will give is, so if the entered year is leap year, it has to execute, it has to stop the execution. Okay, so this is the condition here. In while I have taken the condition is maximum for 4 times. Now here exit is max 4 years. 4 years. here exit exit the loop, exit the loop, for max 4 years. Here exit the loop when the condition is true. That is entered here is leap. Okay, so if the entered year is leap, then it will exit the loop. Okay, until the condition is until the entered year is leap, it will ask for the input. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. Okay, so we have taken do while loop, and so this is the activity, do while activity. Drag and drop here in the do while sequence. Okay, so see here. What is the difference we can observe here is, okay, so don't get confused, guys. So this is do while is our sequence name, and this do while is our activity. Okay, so in do while, what is the major difference is do while will execute at least for one time. Okay, do while will execute at least for one time, because see here, do while first it is executing the body and will check the condition. Okay, it will execute the body and will check the condition. If the condition is true, it will stop execution here on our condition. If the condition is false, it will go again to the body and execute. Okay, so basically according to the condition, so it will execute the body first and will check the condition. Okay, so do while will execute the body and check the condition until the condition is false. It will loop until the condition is false, but remember, it will execute at least once. Take take input, the input dialog box. Okay, I have taken input dialog box. We already know why I'm taking, basically to give the title and label. Okay, so this is the dialog box which we get right once this sequence is executed. So title again, RPA, enter year, enter year. Now because I'm entering the year, I have to create a variable, and this enter the entered year will save in that variable. Okay, so create variable Okay, variable type integer, and the scope is across this sequence. Okay, now in input dialog box, select this input dialog box and go to the properties of that. In output result, give the reference of the variable which created here. Right. Now coming to the condition. Now coming to the condition of do while. Now take if condition. Okay, same way take if condition. Okay, we'll come to this condition afterwards. Take if condition. So in if condition, give the reference of here. You have created the variable here, right? Why it is not giving here when it is in the scope of do while. Okay, so here same thing to calculate the year, whether the year is leap or not. Mod 4 equal to 0. Okay, so here in the same way we have to take two message boxes. Copy paste the same thing in else also. Within quotations, this is a leap year. Again, this is not a leap year. Okay. Fine. So now here we have to give the condition in the do while. So here mod 4 not equal to 0, not equal to 0. Why I am taking here mod 4 not equal to 0 is, so what is the basic functionality of do while? It will execute the body, it will execute the body, okay, first, and checks the condition. If the condition is false, again it goes back. Okay, so that is the reason I am taking here mod 4 not equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, that is leap year. Okay, if it is equal to 0, that is a leap year, and it need not execute the body again. When it has to execute the body, when it has to loop again, only when the year is not a leap year. So when it is not a leap year, that is when the condition is false, it has to loop it again. That is, go back to body and get the enter, get the year again, and again check the condition. So in this way. So that is the reason. The condition here is I am not limiting. I am not limiting to particular number of years. I am just giving until the entered year is a leap year, it has to execute. Fine. So we have developed the sequence for this condition also. Okay. So this condition also we have developed. Okay. So we'll enter the year and find out whether it is a leap year or not until the entered number is a leap or not. Okay. Fine. So see the sequence how it is developed. I have taken a do while. I have taken a do while activity, and I have taken a input dialog box. I have taken input dialog box. I have usually given an input dialog box to enter the year. So this will appear when it is executed, and I have given the condition. I have given the condition that until a year which is entered into this input dialog box turns out to be true, that is leap year. Sorry, until the entered year is a leap year, it has to execute. If the entered number is not a leap year, it has to loop again and ask for a new input. Okay, so that is the do while loop. And coming to if condition, how to calculate? How to calculate basically the entered number whether it is a leap or not. So here mod 4 equal to 0. So that is when the year, the number of whatever the entered year is divided by 4, and if it results to 0, then it is a leap year. So if it is yes, then it will give the message this is a leap year. If it is no, this will give not. Okay. So basically what it will do is year mod 4. So if there is any confusion with year mod 4 not equal to 0 is, that is year mod, sorry, year mod 4 not equal to 0. This is the condition I have given, right? So what it will do is, if if this condition is true, if this condition is true, it will go back to body. That is loops. It will go back to body until the condition gets false. This is so that is if it is the entered is leap year. This is in our case. This is specific to in our case, not leap year. Not a leap year. Okay. Okay. So loop is one more loop is for each. Okay. So this is very simple. So here what we are doing, do while it will take the single input. It will take the single input, that is the year which we have entered. Okay, even while will also do the same thing. It will take the year which we have entered, a single value. But only difference is for each can take multiple values. For each can take multiple values. That is arrays. That is it can take multiple values. Okay, not only one single value. It can even print. Basically, this for each is used to print the. I'm just giving some other use cases. Okay, where for each can be used. Print list of values. Print list of values. And let's say if I have to get multiple files in a folder or multiple folders in a directory, I can get that. Okay, so to get all the folders in a directory, to get all the folders in a directory, or all the files in a folder in this way. So basically wherever there are multiple values, a list of values, we can use for each in that instances and get the values. Okay, so basically when you have to deal only with one value, go for while or do while according to the requirement. If you have to check the condition first, then later execute the body, or execute the body first, at least if you want to execute at least for once, go for do while. Okay, and when coming to for each, so whenever you want to uh, work on multiple values, okay, go for each. Okay, so we will see that tomorrow, and along with that, okay, so tomorrow we'll start with for each use case. So let's say we'll take the use case is like not leap and so it will be boring again if we take the same thing. Okay, we will take one more use case. Let's say take this use case only. So counting number of folders in a directory, or maybe number of files in a folder. Let's say take this only. Okay, so what we will do is we will use for each activity and select one folder, and it has to read all the files which are there in that, and it has to give the path as well. Okay, not just giving the number of files or the names of the files. Basically it has to give the path. It has to give the complete path of the files, all the files which are there in a folder. Okay, so that is what we will do using for each activity. Okay, so that will actually give the full-fledged use case where for each can be used. Okay, so that we can read multiple values. We can basically list out all the values, that is multiple files in folder. Okay, so today we have seen use cases for while, do while, and for each we'll take the requirement tomorrow. Okay, fine. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye.